In a lot of cases, you want to run another bell into your backyard or your basement or garage, so when somebody's at the front door and they're ringing your doorbell, you can hear them. And doorbells run off of your regular house wiring, except you need a transformer put in, and the usual transformer that will likely be there is a 16 volt 10 amp, and that's enough to run one doorbell, and it's wired up right there. It's converting the electricity to the proper amount, and there's your button. You got a button to push, and one wire goes from the transformer to the button, and on the other terminal of the button it leaves and goes to the bell, and the bell then has another lead that goes back to the transformer, completing the circuit. And the doorbell is usually right on top of the transformer. If you take your doorbell off, chances are behind it you're going to find that transformer in the box there. So to put on another bell in a different location, you just need to tap in to this wire and this wire. You can't tap into this one. It would be constantly on. If you did that, it has to be into the one coming from the button. So, but this won't work because each doorbell runs off of usually 10 amps with 16 volts. This is a 16 volt transformer, but it's a 10 amp. So this would, two doorbells would use 20 amps. This wouldn't be able to handle the load. So to do that, you need to put on a bigger transformer. This one is a 16 volt 30 amps, so you could actually run 3 bells off one that has this much current coming from it. So I installed one on my line, and I will show you how I did it. First thing to do is shut off the breaker. Once you've done that, go to the doorbell and push the button to make sure it is the right one and it's not working. Before you touch anything electrical, make sure all the power is off. I took the doorbell off, and here you can see the old transformer. The blue wire is from the button. Actually, it's going to the button, and the other blue one's coming down there connecting to the doorbell. The orange one's going back to the transformer. You can see right there I have the 2 other blue wires which are leading down to the basement. So I've already wired up. The Cat 5 I'm using as doorbell wires. You can see it says 10 amps there on the side of the transformer. Here's the new transformer. It's 16 volt 30 amp. It's a little bit beefier, so you'll have to spend some time cramming it back in and moving the wires around. And you can see on the back of the transformer it's got the ground plus 2 black wires, and that's where we're going to swap it. So we'll start with taking off that transformer there that's in the box, and it's got only 1 screw that the builders put in, so I'll take that drywall screw out and the whole thing comes loose. And then after you do that, you can disconnect all the wires, pull it out, unscrewing one of the wires there. There's only 2 on that side, and then you disconnect the 3 power wires. Once they're disconnected, you recap all 3, the ground, and in this case this transformer had 2 black wires. I just hooked one of them up to the white wire that was part of the Romex cable and crammed it back in and secured with 2 drywall screws. Tucked the wires in. That took a bit of time. I cut all that out so you didn't have to see that, and then I just attached the doorbell back onto the wall. And there you can see all 4 wires powering both doorbells. There it goes. And down here in the basement you see the Cat 5 cable that I ran to power this doorbell, and it works just fine.